Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome back for another card video. Today I'm using the Magical Christmas set by Simon Says Stamp. It's a very impactful set, like you don't have to add that much to it. I'm also using the Stitched Ovals, my Landscape Trio, and Snowflake Paste. So I'm going to start off by stamping my bear using some Early Espresso Stampin' Up! Ink. It's a new ink pad. I literally just got it yesterday. So I'm going to ink this up and try it out. I haven't used Stampin' Up! Brown ink in a really long time. All of mine were dried out and old, so I just decided to start with a fresh pad, and it is extremely juicy, and I was kind of worried that it would spread into the words on the bear, so you can see I'm sort of looking at it wondering how this is going to work. But once I stamped it, I was really impressed with the beautiful coverage I got and how the words were very crisp and clear. I did stamp this on some Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and that does make a difference when you're using Stampin' Up! Inks. This is a little berry twig that's included in the set, so I just stamped some random ones on the right hand side with that same Early Espresso ink. And now I'm going to take my Real Red marker. I'm just going to color in these berries so they're a nice bright red. And then I decided to add some sparkle to them, and you get a really good amount of sparkle in this Cherry Cobbler Stickles. I'm not sure if it's still in the catalog or not, but it's just some red stickles. So I put that on top, and now I'm going to cut some wood grain cardstock. This is Simon Says Stamp, and I did it so that my wood grain was up and down vertical. And so now I'm going to put that off to the side and work on the hill. So I have my Landscape Trio hill, and I'm just going to cut a piece of cardstock. This is just Neenah cardstock. I just need a little bit because it's going to be at the bottom of the oval. I'm going to spread my snowflake paste on top of this piece I just cut. So the texture of it is very similar to embossing paste. I'm going to use the back of my palette knife just because it's easier to spread that way. So I'll pick some up. It's very kind of loose. It's not sticky at all. It's really easy to spread. So I'm just going to spread it on this piece of cardstock. And you can make it really smooth, or you can kind of make it more like frosting, whatever you want to do. I made mine pretty smooth. I'm going to put a thin layer so it doesn't take quite as long to dry. Now it goes on white and it doesn't look very sparkly, but once it dries, then really all this glitter just lights up in it. It's a really nice snow looking effect. So I'm just going to kind of use the side of my palette knife to even out my edges here. And there you have it. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And I actually let mine dry overnight just because I ran out of time. And now you can see it's morning and the light has completely changed. And I struggle a little bit with the lighting in my craft room because of all the windows. So anyway, so sorry about that. And I'm just going to trim this piece a little bit because I don't need it to extend all the way. And I put some tape runner on the bottom, and I put it so that it's curved right underneath that bear. I'm just making sure I have it in the right place with my oval. Now I'll take some Scotch foam tape. I'm just going to line this oval on the back with the foam tape so that it pops up. And then I'll just center it over my bear and my berries and just press down to secure it in place. Now one thing I forgot to do was trim this piece, and it is hanging out beyond the wood grain piece. What I'm going to do is cut it with a scissor, and this is actually easy to do. You just have to make sure that one side, the one blade at the top, is inside between the two pieces of cardstock, and then you just don't open and close it very much. So see how it's in there, and then I just kind of make little baby cuts until I get to the other side. Just make sure that your scissor doesn't come outside that hole between the two pieces of cardstock. All right, so I'm going to adhere this to some Early Espresso cardstock so my ink matches up with my cardstock. I'm just going to use the side of my MISTI to make sure that my panels are lined up straight. And then I'm going to take this panel and put some ATG tape runner on the back of this one and adhere it to a Neenah Solar White card base, which is just A2 size. Now I wanted to add a little bit extra on the inside, so I took my twig and berries and I just stamped a few of them in the upper left hand corner, and then I colored them in the same as I did on the front with my Real Red marker. I didn't put some stickles on here just because it was on the inside, and I just didn't want to wait for it to dry and all that stuff. So anyway, so that is the finished card here. I think it's really super simple. I really like the stamp set with the sentiments inside the images. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.